It's 5 o'clock. This is Monday, May 19th, 2025, 5 p.m., regular commission meeting. If you would stand, and Pastor Ramey of Evangel Church, if you would open us with a word of prayer, and then we'll have the pledge.
Father, we thank you for this opportunity to serve this community today. We ask you for guidance, for wisdom, for just an open-minded heart for how you would lead and guide. We ask it all in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Madam Clerk, if you would do the roll call.
Commissioner Williams,
Here.
Commissioner Edmonds,
Here.
Commissioner Gardner,
Here.
Vice Mayor Heislope, Mayor Pittman,
Here.
City Manager Williams,
Here.
City Attorney Brandenburg.
Here.
You have a quorum, sir.
All right. Any changes to the agenda?
No changes, Mayor.
Okay, this is time for comments from the public on any non-agenda item. If it's on the agenda, you're welcome to speak later at that time. So any public comments tonight? If you'll come to the microphone and state your name and address. Yes.
Public comment?
No, for the Ventura update. Hold on, I'll pick up that.
Hey, Ethan Khaki. On the agenda, they have the Ventura project going on, and I got some concerns for my tenant. And, as far as the entrance. Oh, it's on the agenda? I thought you said. Sorry.
Okay, anyone else?
That's you. You're number one.
I am a non-agenda item. We look forward to being on the agenda in the near future, as soon as we land on the agenda after the P and Z committee reforms. Okay, so, Power Sports has prepared I'm not sure if it has any audio, so we'll just let it play, and if it doesn't have audio, then I'll pull out a piece of paper and read it aloud. But, basically, big time Power Sports looks for guidance, wisdom, and approval of the mechanics portion of the garage. Thank you. Because it will be an auto dealership for not only cars and trucks. The project is not only stands for but also revitalization of our community because these outdoors
Kirsten, I have a quick question for you. Where exactly are we talking about this location?
Oh, okay, the former Relaxed Inn is like as Commissioner Williams had its building and on its our goal is to revitalize the facade of that. That's right next to the old hotel.
Nice.
The old hotel is a full acre, slated to be demolished. Already approved by the city, it's on file, paid, and the letter. So we will get on the agenda in the near future, and we'll be seeking approval of the mechanic shop is really important. to upgrade, if you have an existing golf cart, you just want to upgrade it, retool it, it does that as well. So it's not just for repairs and maintenance, but it's also for upgrading what we already have in our vehicles. Okay? So we'll go ahead and play it. I haven't seen it.
How long is it?
It will be until it cuts off, like.
You got
like
30
should have
seconds.
the Timer, and we'll just stop it.
You have
Okay.
22
Okay.
seconds.
22, so just press
That's forward. for your
right
next
here,
slide.
just go.
No, that's your next slide.
Oh, okay. Quick look at the brand, cutting edge golf carts. Get the best of both worlds, top brand names and unbeatable prices. Okay. What we offer, new and used cars, golf carts, four-wheelers, ATVs, car rentals, and more. Services, full-service mechanic shop. Yeah, that's it. You have the idea, basically. Customizations. Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know it to the city manager or to the clerk?
Mm-hmm.
So we can look at it?
Yeah, absolutely. And the garage portion will be behind the showroom. Okay? Thank you so much. Okay. Yeah, we have lots of updates about Clewiston in general coming up. Okay. Thank you.
I have one more question for Kirsten.
Sure.
They've already,
Ma'am, if you've not, because you all, this is coming before you at one point in time, so limit the comments.
no,
because
no,
you
I
don't
just have a
want-
question, but these folks have already purchased the property.
No, they're very excited to be coming here, and they're going all in. They're about to purchase it. Okay. All right. Thank you. Mhm.
Thank you, Kirsten. Okay, well, hopefully we'll have a new business coming to town.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, we have the consent agenda. I'd like to pull item 3. Anyone else? If not, we'll entertain a motion.
Lost my agenda. Lost my agenda. I mean,
Hang on. let,
Pulling
let her
item
log-
3?
Yeah, I just want to discuss it separate.
2 pulling item?
yeah.
Yeah, you should.
I did that last time.
Yeah.
You got to put the password back in.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I just had it open, so
Consent agenda item 3.
second, you have a motion to pull it?
Yeah.
No, it's second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Consent agenda item 3 is the approval to remove the Planning and Zoning Board. I just wanted to make a comment that several of those board members' terms have expired, and as what we'll be doing is obviously see if there's any applications for anyone that would like to be on the Planning and Zoning Board, but we'll be reconvening that board. What's your estimation, Madam Clerk, within the next month or so?
If it approves tonight, then the application will go out tomorrow, and then they'll have about a week to reapply, and then we'll do the same process we did with the CRA.
That's my only question, that we were going to do the same process that we did with the CRA.
Yes.
Okay.
And if all goes well, it can be on the agenda for the June 16th
Okay.
for to approve the slate.
Okay, motion to approve item 3.
Moved.
Okay, motion by Gardner,
A second.
second by Williams. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we have a few public hearings tonight. When we get to that agenda item on the public hearing, anyone that would like to speak concerning that item, please come to the microphone and state your name and address. The first one is this is the second reading of ordinance number 2025-05. This ordinance, I will read by title. It is an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Clewiston, Florida, amending the Clewiston Code of Ordinance, amending Chapter 110 zoning, Article 5, Districts and District Regulations, Division 13, CPID Commerce Park Industrial District, deleting Section 110-494 in its entirety, amending Section 110-495, and to add additional permitted uses, amending Section 110-498, increasing allowable building height, amending Section 110-499, clarifying development review requirements and deleting section 110-500 in its entirety, providing for inclusion, code of ordinance, conflict, severability, and providing for an effective date. I'll declare the public hearing open. If anyone in the audience would like to come forth at this time, you're more than welcome. Seeing no movement, any questions or comments by the commission? Okay, I'll declare the public hearing closed and entertain a motion.
That we approve.
I second.
Motion by Gardner, second by Williams. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, item 7 on the agenda is also a second reading of an ordinance 2025-06. Read that by title. Ordinance 2025-06, an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Clewiston, Florida, amending the Clewiston Code of Ordinance, amending Chapter 10 zoning, Article 5, Districts and District Regulations, Division 14, US 27 Commercial Corridor District, amending Section 110-504, Development Standards to increase the allowable building height, providing for an inclusion in the code, ordinances, conflict, severability, and an effective date. I'll declare the public hearing open. Anyone from the audience, if you would like to come up and speak? Seeing none, any questions or comments from the commission?
Just the only concern I had was the height of the fire truck, but that's been, where's Travis?
Have a ladder.
It's good, so.
Okay, we'll declare the public hearing closed and entertain a motion.
I motion.
Second.
Motion by Williams, second by Gardner. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, also second reading, ordinance 2025-07. It is an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Clewiston, Florida, amending the Clewiston Code of Ordinance, amending Chapter 74 Utilities, creating Article 7 Utility Liens, providing for inclusion in the Code of Ordinance, conflict, severability, and an effective date. We'll declare the public hearing open. If anyone from the public would like to comment, you're more than welcome. Seeing none, anyone from the commission have questions or comments?
I just had the questions last time that this is going to run parallel with our state law. I mean, I think we had some folks that were concerned about rental properties, that we were going to assess, hold up the next person coming in to rent the property.
I absolutely understand that concern. Our ordinance runs parallel with the requirements of the state law. So this would not prohibit a future tenant coming in and getting service.
Okay.
You're not allowed to do that under state regulations. You're not allowed to do that under this proposed ordinance.
Okay, perfect.
Thanks, Dylan.
Okay, any other comments? We'll declare the public hearing closed and entertain a motion.
I
Make a
motion.
motion.
So moved by Williams, second by Edmonds. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. And the last public hearing is item number 9, the consideration of ordinance 2025-08, which is a shopping cart regulation ordinance. And the ordinance by title is an ordinance of the City Commission of the City of Clewiston, Florida, adding two. Doesn't look right. Is that adding Article 2? Okay. Of the Clewiston Code of Ordinances of the City of Clewiston pertaining to the use of shopping carts within the city, providing that merchants who provide shopping carts and customers who use them shall be liable if carts are abandoned or left on public streets or private property without consent, providing for a permanent tag of identification on the carts, providing for collection and redemption of carts, providing for a penalty, repealing all ordinances in conflict herewith, providing a savings clause, providing authority to codify, and providing for an effective date, and for other purposes. So if somebody wants to clarify what I just read to the public, because we had questions about last time if the cart was left on private property, is that private property owner, even though they had nothing to do with it, liable?
Tom Lewis, Police Chief. Yeah, that was a lot of confusion. So if you look at the packet that you got this month, you may notice that Public Works, over the last 20. Reality is that's every. Are pretty much allowed by the management to take their travel with their groceries or not. Reality is they just throw part of it on the side of the road, they leave it outside their car, and it just. Now, most cities have a shopping cart ordinance. There's an actual state law that manages that. Enforcement officer or a police officer to write a ticket.
No, that's fine. So private property owners, don't worry, you're not going to get a ticket. They will have to see the person leave it there.
At some point, if you allow the shopping cart to just remain on your property, then you could be cited. We sometimes like to have that incentive for folks.
Does this place a burden on the shopping cart owners, the businesses to come and pick up their and collect their
Yes.
shopping carts? Okay.
Should the property owner just call the store and say, will you come get the cart?
Correct. Yep. And then those folks would be responsible to cart. If that doesn't work out, then enforcement mechanism.
Okay.
It's basically what we really wanted because staff, it's almost every day, and it's
Oh,
the
yeah.
same locations. So if we could put, like you said, just a little bite to it, I think that'll support us a little bit.
Okay, clear as mud. No, I'm kidding. Any questions from the audience? Is that clear to you guys? Okay. All right, we'll entertain a motion on the first reading. There will be a second reading of this ordinance.
I make a motion to
Second.
approve.
Okay, motion by Edmonds, second by Gardner. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, that's the public hearings. We have a couple of items to discuss. One is to direct staff how to move forward with the municipal legal services. We had presentations at 3 p.m. today and 4 p.m. And I believe the consensus was to set a special workshop to discuss that. So, a special meeting. So if we can come up with a date for that, or would it be better if you just polled us for a date later, or?
Oh, let's come out
I think
with
we
some
said the first week
specifics.
of June.
And then a Monday, I think that.
So
the
June 3rd,
third, fourth,
after
fifth,
lunch,
sixth.
or the 4th, anytime for me.
What did you say, sir? Third,
Said the
fourth, or
3rd,
fifth?
like after lunch, or the 4th, anytime.
The fourth works for me. I just didn't know with Vice Mayor Highslope not being here, what.
She's in
You
the
could-
air, can't really.
Yeah.
So at this current moment, for June 4th at 10 a.m. is okay for everyone?
That worked for me.
And it's a workshop?
Or is it a special meeting? I mean, is it just, we have to give direction?
Yeah, it's we can have a workshop special meeting?
I think you have some other things you want to add, correct?
Yes. So we'll title it as a workshop special meeting. So you can workshop the other things you wanted, and then if you had to vote, it'd be on the agenda, and then your vote will go through.
I do have a earlier meeting in that day. I might not be able to make it at 10 a.m. I don't know if my presence would be required there or not. If it is a special meeting and there's other items that the board wanted to discuss, I'm just throwing it out there.
Would
What
you be
time?
available by phone?
Yeah, can you hop on?
I could likely call in.
If we had something
Yeah,
on the workshop portion.
we can make that work.
So how about we put the municipal legal services first, and then once you get out your meeting, you can hop on
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay, 10 a.m. on Wednesday for item number 10.
Sir, can you check your mic to see if your mic is on?
Testing, test.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, 10 a.m. for item 10 on Wednesday, June the 4th. Okay, item 11 on,
What other topics did you all want to speak about?
I
I know we
think,
had several for the last workshop for last Wednesday, and we didn't get to them, or we didn't have the meeting, so I don't, right off the top of my head, I can't remember. There were several things that we wanted to discuss, and
maybe by the time we get to the end of this meeting,
Okay,
we can
you can
add.
come back and remind
I mean,
me.
some of the stuff might be on the agenda tonight. I don't remember exactly what it was that we had discussions on, that we wanted to discuss, directions. There was 3 or 4 items, I
Yeah.
know.
Travis, wasn't it something? I'm sorry, what? I apologize.
The
I didn't hear.
downtown district.
Yeah,
Yes, if possible, I
Okay.
would like to add the downtown district zoning to discuss that 8-block area.
got it.
We have some thoughts on that,
Downtown.
and give us a few minutes to present.
Okay,
Okay.
There were some other
Thank you,
things, I can't
Travis.
remember exactly what it was. This thing cuts off too quickly.
well, if you think about it, you can give me a call,
Okay.
and I'll make sure that the
There was like 2
agenda.
other items, but I don't
is
Yeah, I
remember
think, and
either.
we had it at the last meeting. I think we discussed it at the end of the meeting, so maybe we can go back and,
I think it was perhaps RV discussion and maybe comprehensive plan update was the 2 items we had discussed. Yeah,
Okay. Comprehensive plan and the RV?
yeah.
Okay.
Definitely the RVs. No, I don't think there was. been a
can we add sheds
resolution
on there,
yet.
please?
What, ma'am?
Sheds.
Okay, sheds. Okay.
Okay, item 11 on the agenda is discuss and direct staff how to move forward regarding the Board of Building Commission, or the Building Board Commission, whichever way you want to say it. We've, in the past, had a Building Board Commission made up of 1 commissioner and 2 people from the community, residents of the city. And that building board was necessary before it came to the commission to condemn derelict or abandoned buildings, buildings that were falling down. If they were more than 50% destroyed, then it could come before the building commission to be demoed and hauled off, and then a lien could be placed on that property for us to recoup our losses or finances. So that board just hasn't met in a long time, years now. I'm not sure why, but
Have the terms expired on that board as well?
I
I
think
would think
pretty
so,
much,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, it goes, if my recollection, so that was my fault, I didn't know anything about this. When you all are voted in to November, it's a 2-year. So we need to put it out. I'm sorry, we need to have 2 members. At the current moment, the mayor did sit on it as the representative for the commission, so we're looking for 2 other members, unless you all decide you want to replace him. But if not,
I
then
think
he
there's
can
some-
still
Some
sit.
resigned at that point, I think. That's we've never reappointed. I mean, it's basically the same thing. The terms have expired, so can we do the same thing? Have that
Yes.
on the workshop? Because I think we need to appoint 2 more members.
So tonight, do you want me to also put, it's the same application, just have it advertised where people can turn it in the same as the PZB, and you all can decide your 2, and we'll bring that June 16th as well as the slate that
Let's
you all
definitely
agree
go
with.
ahead and advertise. and
Okay.
still-
Yeah,
We got a couple of jobs, so I'd like to get them done.
okay.
All right, so I'll do that tomorrow. We'll put out announcements on our social media and our website that we have openings for the Planning Board and the Board of Building Commission. And then I'll give a deadline probably a week from now, and then we'll meet as we did the CRA. And on the 16th, we'll have a resolution for the slate.
But if I'm not mistaken, there has to be somebody from the city commission on that board, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so,
It was a 3-member board
Yeah.
before.
It's a 3-member board.
okay.
And the qualifications are out on Municode, but we'll attach them as well for the residents.
Okay. Well, we are up to staff comments.
Mayor, can we, I'm sorry to interrupt, can we, I think we got some people that's here that's interested in a Ventura project, so I'd like to hear them out. And this is a project that's been going on for 3 years. We've had several meetings, and now all of a sudden, I think we got some people that's showing a little interest. So I'd like to hear from them.
Okay,
Hear from
yes.
Dave, or
Yeah, Dave, you start.
Dave Trudeau with Johnson Engineering. Last meeting, there was 3 questions that were outstanding that you all brought to the table. The 10-foot lanes, that was designed that way to match the US 27 corridor plan. So that's where that started from. The roundabout, could a truck fit around it? We went back to Tetra Tech. They did confirm that Travis's biggest fire truck, plus even a little bit bigger truck, could go around the roundabout.
Nice.
So we're good on that aspect. And then item 3 was to make sure we talk to State Farm and some more of the building users in that. So I had a conversation with Ms. Joanne today, Etsy from Edson's, and also Frank from the church. We sat down for a little bit. There was some concerns voiced in that meeting, so that goes back to
Dave, I know that we've talked about this for before even Danny was our city manager, about this project. And, you know, my concerns, every time that we've talked about it, I brought them up, and then you guys have gone back and looked at it. I think from the last question was about the roundabout was because of a safety concern. And both you and Danny had let me know that the DOT is going to review this plan. So if there's any issues with safety, that the DOT is going to address those issues if we haven't already addressed it by the time they get the plan.
correct. Yeah, FDOT has, so they have to do 2 reviews in this process. One, they did at the 60% design phase, and then the intent, Tetra Tech was gonna send those after the commissioners are happy, after the city's happy, they would go for the final 100% review. We have not submitted those back to FDOT yet because we haven't got final approval here, so.
I think also, I know you said biggest fire truck and then a little bigger. We're gonna have a 53-foot tractor trailer. Tractor with a 53-foot trailer.
And that was the size of what Tetra Tech designed. It was a full semi.
Okay.
Can you talk in the mic? Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that would get through the roundabout.
And I know there's concerns with the mountable curb and a lot of concern out there with roundabouts and tractor trailers and jumping the curb and going right through it and not caring, but.
But with the DOT, I mean, this is a DOT project, they're gonna look at those issues. I mean, they've built roundabouts all over the state of Florida, and I know they're looking at one in LaBelle as well. But even though it's one that was designed, you know, here in the city, the DOT would still look at those issues to make sure that there was the safety component of that was addressed.
We'll be looking at that. So a lot of the concerns that were voiced today were some parking concerns and none of them.
Yeah, looks like there's several folks here, and I know
Yeah.
Hatham came up earlier, so yeah, we'd like to hear those.
You're more than welcome. Just,
Are we time limited?
yeah, we'll do a 3-minute time limit.
So that was my update, addressing the previous.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Hi, everybody, how are you?
Right, you have 3 minutes, ma'am.
This is the first time we're here, we've heard about the roundabout, but this is the first time it's come to our attention of what the plans were for the roundabout. And, it's not gonna work for me, okay, because first of all, the legal representative should know that there has to be handicap parking in front of the businesses. And taking all my parking spaces in front of the building and on the side of the building, there's nowhere for any handicapped people to park in front of the business. The only place that they could park is down in front of Edson's, which is just one parking space, and then you guys are doing the beautification, and I'll let Edson talk about that. You're taking all the parking across the street from State Farm and Edson's. So really, all you're keeping is one handicap in front of Edson's, plus 2 parking spaces
down from the front of my building. Okay? I look out this window every day. Okay? That roundabout is gonna be a nightmare. It's gonna cause accidents. This is a walkable area. We have a lot of traffic that comes through. We have semis that pull over, drop off stuff to the businesses. The destroying of to build this and closing down for our customers, not only mine, but sitting back here. that
Ma'am,
have
you need to
businesses
speak in the
here.
mic.
Well, I talk loud, so.
It's not picking you up.
It's going to affect us, not for a year, like I was told today. Well, come on. Okay. A light is better. The roundabout's not gonna work. You're taking all my parking away. Taking all of Edson's parking away. Thank you. And this is the first time we've been notified about this.
We've been to your shop.
I understand
We
that.
did lay some plans out. So that was laid out, and that was probably 6 months ago. And that's fine. I'm just letting you know we were there.
I understand that, but you guys, I know some of you were business owners and, but,
Joanne, these are all publicly noticed meetings, and I know that when I came to your.
I had no idea.
To your State Farm not too long ago, you confirmed that Danny had come to bring to the shop to come talk to y'all. Because we had the concerns
But
beforehand.
I understand that, but when the plans came before, which I have, it was 2 parking spaces here and 2 parking spaces here. Now it's all the way down towards Edson's, and it's all these parking spaces now. So it's different than what was given to me 6 months ago, okay? So this came, I know you came by Friday, but this nice gentleman came today, and I sat down with the other owners of the building, which is Edson. And Edson owns a bunch of the property that this is affecting also. It's not gonna work for me, okay? It's gonna affect my business, it's gonna affect my customers, it's gonna affect my elderly. We already have a problem on this corner. By putting this roundabout here, it's gonna make it even worse. I know that you guys want to beautify downtown, and that's great, but this is not gonna work for me. Because now you're telling my elderly customers that they're gonna have to park all the way down past Edson's to walk up to the corner to get into my building. And there's no handicap there at all. Everything's gone. So where are they gonna park? There are zoning, you're supposed to have you're supposed to have handicap in front of your building. I have nothing now. You're gonna take all the parking spaces away. And you're gonna have my handicap people walk like, I don't know, how far is it from yours?
That's not unusual in other cities.
Well, but
Besides,
this is a
that's
small
city right-
town
It's
and
a city right away.
I
so.
understand that, but
I'm gonna have to stop you. Mr. Edson, would you like to
Yes, sir.
come up, sir?
Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Yes, I'm renting another 4 spaces plus 2 spaces where I'm operating my business. Plus, I have a house behind the building, plus the laundromat in the back. Laundromat have its own parking, which is no problem. But my customers, my tenants who are in 4 other the building, the strip right next to me, plus my customers, I don't think in the weekends, we have even the restaurant, they use my parking lot, part of her parking lot. It's going to be a mess, and we're going to have a lot of conflict of interest between everybody who is parking is. So it's going to create a big problem. My concern about this question, okay, it's look like pretty and everything. It is let's say, benefits us as people who are operating around this roundabout. And I'm assuming in nighttime, and you are going to remind everybody this, we have the crazy ginny bugs. They're going to go around it, and we're going to have a lot of accidents there. We're not going to we have safety measures. We're not going to have safety. It's going to be worse. And I guarantee you 1,000,000%, we're going to have a lot of issues of accidents there.
what about your income?
our income. It's going to be for a year, year and a half closed. We are in town that's barely, we are struggling to survive, especially in the summertime. We have probably 9 months, we're working good, but 3 months, we are really struggling, plus my tenants. It's not going to benefit me at all. I'm going to do objection of this project because my interest plus the parking lot is going to be away. And we've been talking about the flooding. It's always, every hurricane, every storm, the water get in our building because back then, every single contractor that being contracted the city, they came and bathe in the top of the paving. They never cut the asphalt as they did in the WC hours. If you go stand up in the middle of the street and look, we are about 1 feet below the road. So this is going to be a mess all the time. Even I came to the public work, they have to open another drain to the right in the middle 2 buildings just to drain the water because always nobody can walk even through that water.
Where does it hold water?
It's when
Front of your laundromat?
no front the big eaters. They break the ground and they connect to the drain. There's, if you can see it, it's a brand new. The one next to Joanne, across from Joanne, it's don't drain the water to her side.
Yeah,
All the
I
water
put a
is
little
collected.
ramp just to get the water to deter from going into my front door of my building.
And if you want, I will take pictures and come up with the
Well,
pictures.
this
when-
project is a drainage project also, sidewalk drainage. That's the purpose of this project.
What about the other side that we always been have
It's
problems?
all gonna be part of the
But it's
project.
closing the road down to the businesses on that road.
For how long?
They're not gonna shut you completely down. Wait, guys, you remember we did Ventura. This is the second phase of the project.
Of a roundabout?
Well, you can make a regular intersection if you don't like the roundabout.
We would
But
rather
we're
have a
trying,
road.
here's the thing, we're trying to do a beautification of a downtown area. So when the people get off this train, where do they go? Yeah, exactly.
I think.
No,
I
no,
thi-
no, no, you answered it perfect.
No, no.
No,
They
no,
walk
no.
over here
I'm
and they go to
appointed-
Bond Street, but I'd like to see a downtown
I
here.
point where the public pool, where the public library, where.
They go
that's-
there,
I
that's on
consider
their
this is
list.
the downtown of Clewiston.
No,
Where you can see the downtown. I'm sorry, but honestly, if you come in to look to Clewiston, you come out of Clewiston, you walk all the street is the same. All the intersection, all the same. You go back there, it's different. Because there's
would
a
be
public,
different
library
here.
public, there is a pool, there is a park.
That's a great point, because that's what we're trying to do. We're
Yep.
trying to enhance this area for the businesses. And I think on any road project that I've ever been through, in any community, including Clewiston, there are detours and there's business access. I mean, this road project is not any different than other road projects that we've had. You know, it's not going to completely shut you guys down. It'll be, yes, there's gonna be work, but again, any street project in any community, you're gonna have, you know, a little bit of detours, but that's every day. I mean, that's on Highway 27 in Moorhaven. I mean, they're doing that right now.
Yeah,
I know, but that's 4 lanes. I mean, we're
Highway.
2 lanes and
the
you guys.
construction of the project isn't, to me, the issue. We're gonna work on the road regardless. Yeah.
And
The
we're
end-
fine with
the-
that. It's
The
just
end
the
product
roundabout.
is what I want everyone to be happy and have enough parking. The construction, yeah, it's miserable, and we all have to live through it, and we will. But if there's a way to get you more parking, I think we've looked at it. The roundabout, personally, I don't care about the roundabout, yes or no, but,
I love a roundabout.
Well,
I
put
had-
it somewhere else. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude or
excuse
anything,
me,
No,
but
I had a
understand.
big problem one time with Amir. He just walked out of the city, came and started, because I just put stop and shop parking in the head stops. I thought everywhere, look, next door, everybody put when they used to be, where the Chinese nails now, everybody,
Lee.
yeah, Lee, so everybody have it. So I thought, what's the problem? I'm the last one put it in. So this is the city limit, you can't put anything. I understand, this is belong to the city, it's not my parking lot, but always we take care of them, we paint it, we pave it, we do everything we could to look nice and clean. And every day I have somebody who clean around the building every day. We paint, we trim the roof, we do our best to look like nice and beautiful and be operating the business as property owners and make everybody happy. Even the city, they asked me to move the dumpster from one side. I took 2 parking lot to put the dumpster. It don't look bad. Look in the side of the road, in the commercial street. I moved it in my parking lot, and I lost 2 parking because of that. We willing to cooperate, but at the same time, we don't want to be hurt our business, the value of our business and everything. Because the value of the building, if you don't have parking, nobody else. And as a businessman, he going look, the first thing he look, what's the side of the building and how many parking you can able. To build a laundromat, here Travis, they make me put a parking lot, even a drain for, I don't know why drain, we don't service trucks, we don't service oil and everything. I have a drain from my laundromat. I missed 4 parking lots, just make a drain.
So the real issue for us is our parking
Yeah.
and the accessibility for, he has a lot of the farm workers that come on the weekends and like 5 or 6 buses. With me, it's, I'm on that corner. I think a light is fine, beautification of the sidewalks and putting street lights up and stuff, I have no problem with that. But with me being on that corner every day, looking out those windows, that a roundabout is going to be not the right choice for that corner there. It's just not.
2 weeks ago, we had a very bad accident.
Very bad accident.
Very bad accident. A lady, she don't did stop sign, another SUV coming, she hit her, she ending all the way in the door of my building.
Yeah, almost
From
went
that
through my
intersection.
building.
Roundabout would slow them down.
That's what they're saying. That's what the DOT likes the roundabouts, because they say it does slow traffic down, so.
But people here, well, take it from me, a lot of people, there's a lot of accidents here, okay? So in Europe, you know, they have a lot of roundabouts. So the way that it says it on here, it's more like the place for them to stop is back here. They're not gonna stop. They roll these signs all day long. So they're gonna roll in here and people are gonna be coming around here going fast because here, there's no like, you know, bumps or anything to slow them down. I mean, you see people going up and down the street, so all they're gonna do is whip around this corner, come here, and this person's gonna pull out, and you're just gonna have, it's gonna be the same thing. If there's a light there, a red light, you know, that everyone has to stop at and
I see
turn.
people run red lights every day.
I understand that, but a red light and a yielding
But
to
both
yield
of
into
you are saying that
traffic.
the main concern is parking.
The parking.
The parking.
Okay.
Well,
the
and
interrupt-
safety.
And the interruption of the business and the safety. I guarantee you, at nighttime, we're going to have, the
It's gonna
police,
be
they're
bad.
going to give you history, background about it. We see them. Somebody came in my gas station, started burning tires between the gas pumps in the daytime. He just went, changed his tag, and I went to the police, I called the sheriff, they told me, we have to catch him in action.
And the other thing,
Outside
it's a
the
very
city limits,
walkable downtown area. We have a lot of children, teenagers that walk. Well, if you look at this, the way that it is, these people come around, and if kids are on their
It will
scooters,
slow them down.
it'll slow them down a little bit.
It'll
But
slow
the-
them down faster than a red light.
Here's the thing, it's gonna.
I don't want a roundabout, so.
It's gonna be,
We can tell you don't want the roundabout.
Yeah.
for
It's
sure.
dangerous. I'm not, it's just,
But the sidewalks are wider, is that?
Yes,
yeah,
they are
wider
wider.
sidewalks.
Their
Well,
sidewalks are
there's
wider.
safety
but it's taking
built
away
in.
all the parking.
Landscaping will, this will all enhance your business.
You know what, when people get off that bus at the chamber, you're looking across the street at a tire shop, a
Looking
tire
at
shop and a
food
vacant Babcock.
establishments, which is what he has, which I understand now he doesn't have much parking.
I have no parking.
You have parking along the side,
No, I
and your
don't. I
door
have
is very
one
close to
You're
the
leaving me
corner.
2 parking spaces. That's it, 2 parking spaces down from my building in front of the spa. And they have 3 employees.
But we're creating
And they are-
many more parking spaces
Well, you've
along
got parking in
Ventura.
that median.
Yeah, but all the way down the street.
You have
And they'll
more
be
down
right in front.
Central.
You have
And you
more
have
down
more in
Central,
front of the other
and
place.
it's
Don't take
closer
it
to
off.
your
All the
front
way to
door.
Central for my customers to walk.
But it's closer to your front door than,
Yeah, I looked at
Ventura.
your front door today, and when I walked out, or the other day, this morning, and if somebody turns, there's nothing to stop them and make and gun it, they're gonna go right through your front door if they
Well,
make
it's
a
been there
left
since
turn.
1946. No one's ever gone through the front door. But my big thing is, I have a lot of older customers, and you're gonna have them walk all the way past Edson's, or you're gonna have them park over here or here in front of the church, which you guys have to understand too, I have 6 employees. Okay, where are they gonna park? mean,
We increased the parking down the street. I mean, they may have to walk a block, but that's,
They may
A
have to
block?
walk.
They don't have to walk.
That's not good.
don't have to
I
walk a
mean,
block.
you're gonna tell my customer, I'm gonna put on my State Farm page, hey, we're beautifying downtown, but you're gonna have to walk a block to come make your payment. I mean, that's kind of
So the
ridiculous.
number one concern is parking, and I think Hatham, you earlier were up here, and you mentioned parking is also can you come up? You gotta be on the microphone. I'm sorry, Jenny, I just.
no,
wanted to
no,
just go on.
no.
I'll leave this up here for you.
I genuinely sympathize with my neighbors, but I think the PDQ looks okay because they could go in and out through W.C. Owens, and I'm all for the
Have
enhancement.
on-site, you have parking in your parking lot.
I do, and it's
Yeah.
not being affected. Now, the entry will be affected, and I know that the laundromats get buses that go in and out. We're obviously in the ag community, and we have H2As that use those laundromats. The concern would be with the buses be able to get in and out with the limited space. It's almost looking like they're gonna turn into a driveway to go in and out of the PDQ now, off of Ventura, but they have to make exceptions. I agree with some of the things you guys are saying. So they could obviously come in through W.C. Owens. And so I think that particular building should be okay. But I do sympathize with what they're going through, and I feel for them. But, I mean, ultimately, it's the decision of the citizens and the commission, so I'll leave it at that. Yeah, but thank you.
There's also gonna
Uh,
be parking, city parking over here behind the old police station.
Right.
On the weekends, there's city parking right here, not in the fire department parking lot, but the one right here on this building.
Utility building.
Well, they use it now, across in front of our building.
I understand what you guys are saying, but our customers wanna
Well, I know, but
by our
it's,
buildings, and we've had that parking there.
but every one of
forever.
us drive out of town, and if we have to go to any government building, you will be walking.
Jason, what will this?
Fort Myers,
Start.
West Palm, Orlando, it
They
doesn't
start
matter
this
where
way.
you go,
When did they start?
you're gonna walk.
3 years ago,
But when do they
In
want to
here,
start
you're
this?
not walking that far.
as soon as we.
Now, we
okay
will
it in here.
address the I'm agree, we're gonna try to find you more
If we
parking
can
spaces.
get it across the agenda.
But
Um,
we're not gonna resolve it right here tonight, but I do wanna hear anything else about it.
I just want to give notice to the tenants on when this will actually start if it does go through. Do we have a start date on this particular side of?
Well, the thing that the board will have to vote on it, which
Right.
we're not tonight again,
Mhm.
so it's going to be another month. So once they
Unless
approve
we have
it,
it on our special meeting.
well, we could do that. Then it goes to FDOT to approve it, which
Okay.
FDOT looks at all the specs. So
Understood.
that's then, and when they approve it, then
Okay.
it comes back to us.
Okay.
The best case, after tonight, since now we're gonna probably put it on the
Yeah.
workshop on June 4th,
So
you're
July,
probably looking at
August.
6 to 8 months before a shovel would hit the ground.
I got you. Okay.
But
I
have a-
just,
And it's about what you said,
I have a
estimated
question
12-month
for-
project in itself?
the parking and walking issue as well. I work on Bond Street,
Yeah.
and Common Grounds is on Bond Street. That place is packed. There is very limited parking. But I'll tell you this, people will park wherever and they'll walk down there to get there. They'll walk a block, they'll walk 2 blocks, they'll walk there. They really do. Nobody's gonna leave your business because there's not enough parking. You provide a good service, and they're gonna come back because they like you and they like your service, even if they have to walk 100 yards max, 100 yards. I hate to postpone something that's gonna make the city better and ultimately make your businesses better over something so simple. It is very simple. And ultimately, I think it will make your business better.
But the entrance to the house and between the big eaters and the house, and there's 2 buildings, the green building and the other building, the ones 104, 106, and 110 where the big eaters are. That space is mine, it's private property,
Right.
from the sidewalk inside. So it looked like they go and plug it.
That's residential.
It's residential, I
Right.
have a house rented there, and I have the big eaters next to it, to the wall. I pave that parking. Even the city make me pave between the 2 buildings, the 301 Commercial Street. And this building, they make, because it's alley, to use it as a parking. Even my property, they make me spend $12,000 paving that alley in my own cost.
Yeah, because
So
the
they-
parking goes all here at
I have a
the.
So
question
people,
for
they have to go
Danny.
around
Yeah.
in the back, from the
I have a
back.
question for Danny and for Dave. I mean, I know that we've heard the concerns about the parking. Can you guys look at the plan again to see the access? I know we changed it for the PDQ to make sure, because that was when Randy Martin was here. that we heard concerns and we opened up access to the parking lot, to the parking area. And then, I don't know about the handicap spaces, what the law requires us to do or whatever, but can all that be looked at and you guys come back on June the 4th with upgrades, hearing the concerns that they have about the parking and the access?
Certainly do that.
I'll get with Tetra Tech to make sure that we're complying with all handicap rules and regulations, that's number one. That residential.
The access to the resident.
Access to that.
That's 104, 106, and 108 Ventura, the residential?
That's 108, the residential area, yes. The 104, 106, the building.
And how can we
Which is
maximize
facing the
parking?
Ventura.
Tighten it up,
Yeah, okay, cool, awesome.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Sir,
Thanks for coming.
if you want, we come every week if it is necessary.
Up to
We
you.
would like just to know more about things. I mean, it's kind
Yeah.
of surprise, you know.
We
that-
meet every third Monday.
Yeah,
Well,
and-
I understand
and we
that, but with
post
us being
everything.
the
And
ones
it's-
that are affected,
Affected us.
We're
Well,
affected.
You can go online and read the agenda, and it's there.
But Dan, I
Lakeisha
mean,
puts it.
it was a previous city manager that started the plan, and after those concerns, I'm sure that they went out, and then I know for sure Danny did at least 6 months ago.
yeah, he
And then-
dropped off
yeah,
the
yeah.
preliminary.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Not to me.
So,
Not to him.
No, not to me.
So, and then, if I know correctly, so we're getting the funds $500,000 for the roundabout, but then the city itself has to put money in also. No,
No,
that's not
it's
true?
all, this is all funded.
funded by the FDA.
100% funded.
100% funded. That's what's,
And then we've been working on this
irritating me.
for quite a while. I mean, it wasn't until this past 2 years, I think, that the plans were developed. But yeah, the funding came in a while back. We couldn't start the plans without the funding.
I think our biggest thing is shutting us down. With
Okay.
me,
You're
it's
not
not as
gonna
much
be
as
shut
got
him.
it.
down. You're
We
not
got
gonna
it.
be shut
Thank
down.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
appreciate
Seriously,
it.
thank you.
Mayor, because this item is on the agenda, if you all want to make a motion, you could.
I can't hear you, Lakeisha.
I can't
I can't
either.
even see your, because of the way that
Thank you, sir.
your computer covers your, half of your face.
I said because
read their
this
lips.
item is on the agenda, it can be voted on, and you can put the the conditions in the motion if you like, but it is on the agenda tonight, so it can be voted on, if you didn't want to wait till the 4th.
Thank you. I think hearing the
Okay.
concerns especially about the parking, that's my biggest concern. You know, I know that people don't like roundabouts. I personally love roundabouts. I think it's a safety enhancement for that area. But the parking, if there's anything that can be done to address the parking situation, I think that needs to be looked at. So I'll make a motion to continue this item to our June 4th meeting and have a final vote at that meeting after the plans are presented to improve the parking and access.
I think that's fine. So this was listed as a presentation
Okay.
of
Yeah.
update from Dave Johnson Engineering regarding Ventura parking exhibit. So if you are prepared to discuss this at a next meeting, that's certainly
Okay, so I don't
Can
need a
do so.
motion? It's okay?
No,
Okay,
just
all right,
direct staff to
okay,
agenda this topic for the next meeting.
Okay.
for the June 4th meeting, okay. Everybody okay with
Okay,
that?
Yes,
but-
I'm fine with that, yeah.
Thank you for everyone's comments. We will look at it, and you guys will be here June 4th with access recommendations and more parking for the businesses.
And again, that DOT is going to have the final say on this project.
Okay, staff comments from the manager?
Yeah, Mayor, a positive thing that happened. We had a wedding at the golf course, turned out to be very nice. Got a heck of a lot of compliments, phone calls on how great it was. So it's something I think we can look into in the future and maybe even build a building for this event. I mean, really, it turned out very, very well.
Venue,
Yep.
people will come from all over.
Oh, yeah, so, and I got, again, they had some tournaments and got a lot of good compliments again on the golf course, and it seems to be doing quite well. And I guess I will be speaking tomorrow to a
Yeah,
group,
good.
so
Yeah, the garden club?
Yeah,
On
so-
Clewiston beautification.
I'll tell them about the Ventura project. So, anyway, no, it's all good, and I'm glad they brought their concerns, and I'm excited about the businesses and things that's going on around town. There is a lot of things I won't really speak about, but a lot of good things. One thing I'd like Lakeisha to talk about payroll, which I'm very disappointed in a few customers and people speaking out that don't really kind of understand these things, and staff. But it is going well. And I am a little agitated at some things, but she's doing a great job. If you'd like to talk about it a little bit.
So let me talk about payroll. There was a transition in payroll that happened on April 1st, and we all are aware of that. So that was my first time actually entering into Tyler Technologies payroll. So with that being said, we have found a few areas. We found that our system does have little glitches. The Tyler system. We found out that our procedures when it comes to payroll have had glitches, and we have found out that there are some things that's going on that we don't particularly care for. So in between all of that, we are changing some things. We are creating policies. And so with that all being said, we have not been everybody's fan. And we understood that. We knew that it was going to be some transitioning going on. We knew it was going to be some rough areas. But I really do believe the part that has bothered me the most is I think the disrespect and the unprofessionalism in giving us the opportunity to make these changes. Every change that is being made, that have been discussed, it is not just we wake up one morning and decide we're going to change this. This have been in the works for months. And where it may feel like it's affecting you on one end, it is for the betterment of the city of Clewiston. Again, we apologize for the inconvenience that it may cause people, but the overall is that we're trying to make sure that what we have paid for, we pay a lot of money for Tyler Technologies, and it has not been utilized to its full potential. So with all that being said, we are not trying to do anything. We're trying to make sure that every employee leaves bi-weekly whole. I have literally worked on payroll every day since April 1st. Last week, it was a lot better. We still have like making sure everyone's email, because we are changing. We're trying to go paperless. We're not having where someone stuff paper stubs and give out to 100 people when we have access to email your stub. So a lot of things are not going to be manual. It is starting to be electronic. And in that change, we will teach our employees how to receive your pay stubs electronically. So again, I just feel like we should have had a learning curve, because it is a learning curve. So I thank Ashley, I thank Randy, I thank George. We've put in a lot of work to make this easier. And I just wish we would have had the respect from our colleagues to make this transition. Apologize that you all have had to get in the middle of it. But when things change, it doesn't make everyone happy. But our ultimate goal is to make sure that each day we give our best to the city of Clewiston. So again, I'm just asking that you all work with us. We think we have a system that'll work. We're going to try to process out next week. And after that, we're going to continue to move forward. Again, this is just our hard time, our transitioning period.
I did reach out to staff today, and they're all the superintendents, and they're fine. I mean, they tell me what's going on, but they're good with everything, and they understand. I mean, I know a lot of people don't understand conversions, and it is a IP system, voice over IP, cloud-based, and it is a new person doing payroll. But overall, I think we're doing fantastic. I think when you get a crack, some people like to break it. And I see that, and it's the usual ones. So, again, I commend her for what she's doing, and staff.
There's two things that I picked up from what you just said. One, that the Tyler system that we bought so many years ago, and we put a huge investment of community resources into that system, that we're maximizing it. And that two, that we're in the 21st century by having non-paper items for pay. I mean, that's been a business trend for over 10 years, and I'm glad to see that's happening now here.
Yes, ma'am. The person who implemented it literally told us, you all purchased Tyler, which is a cloud-like product that you're driving like a Corolla. So we are literally at the point where we're starting to utilize what we're paying for.
I would say we bought a Ferrari and we're still riding a bike.
Exactly.
I agree 100%.
I agree totally.
I can tell the public and the staff, we're going to use Tyler whether you like it or not. And we're going to implement it till it's full capacity.
Well, that's what we're doing.
And that's what we're doing,
There will
sir.
be glitches. If you have a problem, come see the clerk, come see your supervisor, and we will get it fixed. That's just life. But it'll be better, once you get it going, it's going to be better than before.
It was better this week than it was
Yeah.
2 weeks ago. So we just thank you all for supporting us in this transition.
Okay, anything else, manager?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
All right, good. City attorney?
Well, the Florida legislature has extended this year's session to June 6th. We've been working on putting together a update on some interesting bills that have passed and some interesting bills that have not passed. And I'll likely be giving you all a briefing to that regard at next month's meeting. Otherwise, I have no comments.
Where does the CRA bill stand from eliminating CRAs?
It is
Still on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still there?
Still there.
Okay. Okay, comments from the commission, Commissioner Edmonds?
Oh, sir,
Oh, yes.
to mention CRA, we as a CRA board did put the application out for the facade, the demolition, and the, I think it was one more. We literally got one application that did not fill it out correctly. So
They didn't have the Tyler
So
system.
nobody else put in an application, just the one, and it's messed
one
up?
person and did not fill it out. And if you go online, we really went step by step on how the application should be turned in.
I've been calling those two who called me, and they've yet to, I've called them several times.
I mean, it's important to get these in because we have the funding and
Right.
we need to revitalize and redevelop, so.
And the committee, I sent it out to the committee. They made their suggestions. Their suggestions was changed on the application. So the application has been out there again. It is a packet that you have to fill out. It's matching, it's a grant. It's not, we're free money that we're going to, you have to show us your plan.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I think if they don't move forward, we have plenty of projects in the CRA zone for the city.
Yeah.
So I think we might do that and recommend to you guys some projects.
Okay, Commissioner Edmonds?
I think that a lot of people do not like change, even though change is good. And I think that was some of the issues for tonight. I do feel like we're moving forward, and whatever we decide, FDOT will, rule on it. So I just think we need to just be patient and make a decision. And of course, parking in all of Clewiston is an issue. So, but I really think that everything else went good.
Commissioner Williams?
No matter what we do, somebody's going to be unhappy. Whether it's made or whether it's unmade, we're just going to have to bear down and make the decision. I feel like it's going to be a good thing for Clewiston. It's going to be good here. I see they're almost done up at the lake. They've got all the concrete and rock out. They're starting to push dirt now. That was good. Graduation went off really good. Nothing blew up. All the kids were really good. Nobody got arrested graduation night that I heard. So that was all. That was all good and well, man. Clewiston's, it's pumping like we should. Other than that, just looking forward. I'm really looking forward to the July 19th 3v3 Live. For anybody watching, 3v3 Live.
Yep.
I'm really looking forward. That should be a huge event for us.
Yep, no doubt.
Commissioner Gardner?
Yep. Ashley, real quick, the pool, I know I guess maybe the lifeguards out there practicing, so coming up, right?
Yeah, they are. We actually, we've hired all of our lifeguards for the summer. Some of them we're waiting to staff for the summer, so
And we open the pool when?
we have a grand opening event
Okay,
on May 30th.
okay,
But you've
And after
had some
that, the
schools.
pool will be open.
okay. And then the summer camp begins?
Summer camp begins. Out of school this year.
Okay.
And so summer camp.
Okay, all right, thank you. And just to echo some of the things that were said, I think that you're right, we're not going to please everybody, but we've laid a good foundation for this project and for other things that we're working on for many years. And I think that, we address some of those additional concerns and then we move forward. It's grant funding and it's important for the community to revitalize. I'm hoping that more CRA applications will come in. Because we do have the funding to help businesses up to $50,000, is that correct, that are in the CRA?
25 is where we capped.
Just to make,
What we did was we did say we had a caveat of 7,500, 1,250, but it also states that it is up to you all as the CRA board.
I mean,
Okay,
these are matching grants up to that amount. Okay, all right. So I think we're making progress. Thank you, Danny, for steady leadership and getting things done and addressing the issues that have come up before us and giving recommendations. Thanks, Lakeisha, for the explanation. I think it's important, yet change is never easy, but it's necessary for us to maximize our investments. Thank you.
Just have one comment, really, well, maybe two. The Marshall's grand opening was a huge success. My wife has been down there several times, so I'm having second thoughts if we should have allowed that store to come. No. It's filled the parking lot up, which is, I know the owner of the plaza is very happy, and Marshall's, so good project, and I'm glad they decided to come to Clewiston. I did get a few calls on the portable units going in behind the Catholic Church, just that of their appearance. So I'm hoping when they turn the plans in, they do have landscaping, and hopefully they're going to fix those things up where they look nice. And maybe in the future, we should look at modular units in our commercial area, which I know that's a residential / commercial, and I just don't want us to go down the road and other businesses or commercial areas put something in that's not aesthetically pleasing. Now, I'm still believing that what they're putting in is once they get it all put together and painted, that it's going to look nice. But modular units,
I didn't think we were allowed to have modular
Travis,
units.
you
in
got a minute?
commercial.
There's a couple of things that the mayor and I spoke about today. One of the
I
things.
think they are allowed now, yes.
Yeah.
But
Well, one of the things I noticed, they're using the church dumpster. They don't have a roll-off. It was packed full.
That's for the construction debris.
Yeah, they had it full.
We didn't anticipate a lot of construction debris. Again, used possibly, but for your zoning. For your zoning, the modulars are allowed. We have to treat them through the Florida Building Code the same as a site built. So we can't regulate that on the zoning issue for modulars. But what you can do is change your zoning to allow an architectural review that would catch that. You did that in your residential. So currently, you could not bring a modular, which is the same as a site-built building, into your residential area without it meeting certain criteria: roof pitch, overhang, covered entries. No such language exists currently in your commercial or your industrial areas. 27 corridor, none of that exists. So you can bring those in as commercial buildings, non-residential. So that's something we can look at. We can look at that and see if it, maybe even talk about a little bit at our workshop.
June 4th? I
Yeah.
think it's definitely a discussion that we should have.
The other thing.
Commercial modular buildings.
Right, it really would be, so we steer away from making any determination between site-built or modular. That's already, and your attorney could speak to that, but that's pretty much case law. You can't,
An age.
yeah, you can't deal with that. And don't,
address the age of a unit that's coming
no,
into the
no,
town.
not when they're modular, because it's the same as site-built. But we can talk about used material. That in the building code has to be pre-approved by the building official, by that office. Those weren't disclosed that they were used. So there is something we can discuss there, and I'll discuss more with the manager about that, what we can do. But I agree with the mayor. Most likely, they'll look a lot better when completed, but currently, they are allowed there. And for the construction, because it was modular, we didn't require a construction roll-off, but maybe in the future, we maybe should.
The driveway, it looks like they paved completely and not a sidewalk again. I think they were told
Yeah,
otherwise, I believe.
Yeah, I'll check with Public Works on that, but my understanding is the sidewalk, I did meet with them on site, the sidewalk that is broken.
Yeah.
Our ordinance requires them to repair it, even if it was no fault of their own.
There's asphalt though now.
So where the asphalt is, it should continue. But Public Works has that, sometimes they allow it to be asphalt, as long as it meets certain criteria. And I couldn't speak to exactly what that criteria is, but.
Yeah, I'd like, I think.
On Olympia, I believe we kept it asphalt on the
a
new
couple of
storage
spots,
area.
But
Right,
I
so-
think he was
Yeah,
told
Any
sidewalk.
commercial needs to be, I would just assume change everyone from here on out to be concrete, not change them, but any new permit, you can only have a concrete on the city right away.
As it, I think what the manager's talking about, it as it crosses from, transition from the driveway, from asphalt into the asphalt parking lot. I personally like the transition of concrete. It's a nice.
Well, that's what I thought he was told.
Thought we had to
And they
have it
may
in
be,
commercial.
but I'd have to review back and look at our TRC meeting and see
If you
if
could,
Public Works
yeah,
asked for
that'd
that.
be good to know.
But we could change, if it's the wish of the commission, of course, the city, as a policy, could change that at any time. Right now, it's not really a policy.
Concrete sidewalks?
Concrete side, if you make it a sidewalk, it does, but where the asphalt transitions into another asphalt parking lot, we've done it both ways. We've allowed it as asphalt, or we sometimes ask for it to be through, concrete through that area. I personally I think aesthetically it looks better for the pedestrians. You see an actual break, but it has been done both ways.
Thank you.
Mayor, before you adjourn, I just want to make sure that for the workshop, I have the 7 topics: municipal legal services, commercial module units, the Ventura project, shades, comprehensive plan, RVs, and the downtown district.
I think you got it.
Okay.
And just I'll echo what you guys said about change. I got a friend that was actually murdered because he instituted so much change in his lifetime that some guy named Pontius Pilate ended up putting him on a cross. So we're not going to please everybody if he didn't please everyone.
Got that right.
But we got to do what's right, even if people holler at us. So anyway, with that, it was a wonderful Easter service in April. I hope everybody got to enjoy at their churches. And I'll echo what Jason said, awesome graduation and project graduation. A lot of seniors partook of that at the gymnasium the night after graduation, where they lock them in from midnight to 6 a.m. And it gives them something to do, a lot of food to eat and games to play. And so it was something really good for the community. So with that, if there's no other discussion, we will adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.